We've always used light to capture moments, to tell stories, to freeze time. But what happens when that light isn't real? When the hand behind the lens is replaced by an algorithm? This is the question at the heart of our exploration. In an age of artificial intelligence, where the line between reality and simulation blurs, is it still photography?
Our journey begins in the early 19th century with the groundbreaking inventions of Louis Daguerre and William Henry Fox Talbot. The daguerreotype and the calotype, fragile silver plates and chemically treated paper, offered humanity its first glimpse of permanently captured images. These early photographs, often portraits and still lives, were revolutionary, offering a tangible connection to moments that would otherwise vanish. As technology progressed, so did the artistic possibilities. Smaller, more portable cameras and faster films democratized photography, allowing it to venture beyond the confines of the studio. Visionaries like Jacob Riis and Louise Hine used their cameras to document social injustices, giving a voice to the voiceless. Simultaneously, the pictorialist movement emerged, with photographers manipulating their prints to create painterly effects, solidifying photographs' place as a fine art. The 20th century witnessed an explosion of photographic styles. The rise of photojournalism brought powerful images of war, celebration, and everyday life into our hands. Street photographers like Henri Cartier-Bresson captured fleeting moments with a poetic eye, while artists explored the abstract potential of the medium, pushing its boundaries and challenging traditional notions of representation. The digital revolution transformed photography once more. The darkroom gave way to editing software, and the internet became a global gallery. Suddenly, anyone with a smartphone could become a photographer, sharing their perspectives with the world instantly. This democratization, while offering incredible opportunities, has also paved the way for the current crisis of authenticity. Today, photography exists in a fascinating and somewhat unsettling duality. The accessibility of smartphone cameras has made image making ubiquitous. Billions of photos are taken daily, documenting everything from the mundane to the momentous. Social media platforms are flooded with visual narratives, blurring the lines between personal snapshots and carefully crafted artistic expression. But a new force has entered the arena, challenging the very definition of photography: artificial intelligence. AI image generators can now create stunningly realistic visuals based on text prompts, often mimicking the styles of established photographers with alarming accuracy.
The advent of AI image generation hasn't just sparked debate within the professional photography. It has ignited a firestorm of opinions across the internet.
Social media platforms, online forums, and art communities are buzzing with discussions, ranging from enthusiastic embrace to outright alarm. You can see a clear division. On one side, many view AI as an exciting new frontier, a tool that can democratize image creation and push the boundaries of visual imagination. They argued that just as digital editing revolutionized photography, AI is simply the next evolution.
To understand the personal impact of these technological shifts, we spoke with Marian, a dedicated photographer based in Baroy, Llano del Norte, whose work beautifully captures the spirit and landscapes of the region.
Hi, I am Mary Rizal F. Cabral, a photojournalist from the Silais publication.
Your connection to photography seems deeply rooted. Did you come to the decision that this craft would become a lifetime commitment? How and why?
Yes, I made the decision when I realized that photojournalism isn't just about taking photos. It's about telling the truth, the unseen, taking pictures that are raw to tell people's story, their truths, as well as giving people a voice. The more I documented real moments, especially the raw ones, the unfiltered, the unseen, the more I understood how vital this work is. It's not just a passion of mine, but a responsibility as well to tell other people's stories and truths.
Every artist has a unique way of bringing their vision to life. Could you describe your creative process? And what negotiations or compromises did you have to make as you transitioned from learning the craft to actively practicing it?
My process starts with listening and then understanding the context of the story before I click the shutter. I immerse myself in the environment and build trust with the people I document. One compromise I had to make early on was letting go of the idea that every photo has to be technically perfect. For example, the lighting, the color, because what matters most in photojournalism is its authenticity rather than the aesthetics. Because real life isn't staged, and that's where its power lies.
Thinking about formal education, do you believe schools and institutions are effectively teaching photography as a discipline today? And if there are areas for improvement, what would those be?
Many institutions focus too much on the aesthetics and not much on the ethics, storytelling, as well as the context. It's not just about taking photographs. It's about the why, the who, and for whom. We need more emphasis on critical thinking, cultural sensitivity, as well as local relevance, especially in a place like Iligan. We need programs that encourages students to not just take photos, but to tell other people's truths, as well as tell stories rooted in our own communities.
The landscape of photography is rapidly changing with the rise of artificial intelligence capable of generating incredibly realistic images. As a dedicated photographer, what are your initial thoughts and concerns about this development?
AI's rise in image generation is both fascinating and unsettling, since it challenges the role of the photographer as a truth teller. And as what I've said, it's not just our role to take aesthetically pleasing photographs, but also to tell the truth, which is the most important thing. While it opens creative doors, it also risks flooding the visual space with fiction, making it harder to trust what we see.
How do you see AI potentially impacting your own work and the broader field of photography as an art form?
For my own work, it reinforces the importance of being present, of capturing unrepeatable live moments that AI cannot fabricate. It pushes me to dig deeper into emotion, context, and human connection.
Finally, your work beautifully captures the essence of Baroy. How do you believe your art contributes to the city's renewed perception of itself and how it is seen by others?
In Baroy, my photography serves as both mirror and memory. It captures the town's quiet strength, everyday beauty, culture, and evolving identity. By highlighting moments of resilience and tenderness, I hope my work renews local pride and invites others to see Baroy not as overlooked, but as full of life, meaning, and story.
Marian's perspective highlights the deeply personal connection photographers have with their craft and the world they capture. As AI continues to evolve, the questions she raises about authenticity, authorship, and the very definition of photography become increasingly crucial for all of us to consider.
Despite the challenges posed by AI, the passion for photography as an art form remains vibrant. From intimate portraits that capture the essence of a subject to sweeping landscape that inspires awe. From documentary projects that shed light on important issues to experimental works that push the boundaries of visual storytelling, photographers continue to use light and perspective to shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. But now, they must also grapple with the question of what it means to be a photographer in the age of AI.
The tools may evolve, the techniques may change, but the fundamental desire to capture a moment, to share a vision, to connect with others through images, this remains at the heart of what we think of as photography. As we navigate the exciting and sometimes unsettling terrain of the digital age and the rise of artificial intelligence, the question remains: is it still photography? And perhaps, more importantly, what do we want it to be?